Hi guys, hope you all are doing well and had an amazing day in the market today. We start with the disclaimer as always, right? Pause and read every single word till the end, and we are a SEBI registered research analyst. If you're interested in our training and our recommendations, do check the description box below. And that reminds me of some interest on the mentoring piece of it, right? So if you're an investment banker and or a fund manager, do reach out to me. Trying to build a small group of people of like-minded you know thought process to develop a mentoring program. So if you're interested, drop us an email, right? You'll find that in the description box below. Excellent. So what did we analyze? We said this could possibly be wave 4 because 38% was taken out, and then we closed it exactly at 50%. So we had that possibility of either getting support in here or further selling. But what Nifty did today was precisely this, right? So this is the wave 4 that we were looking at, which is from here to here, right? It broke the 50%. This is where it had closed earlier, and it took the yesterday's low, and it we saw that further selling. Now the question is, how much more will it go down, right? And let's dive deep into it. Starting with price, right, which is clearly bearish on the date time frame. We've got one more day to go to close the weekly, right? Today is Thursday. So tomorrow is going to be an interesting day because one day will decide the trend in the weekly time frame, right? Nifty has got a long way to go to protect the previous week's low, right? So that's close to 200 odd points. The big question is, will it? And we don't know, right? Unless and until it is driven by any news um, around it, right? So one more day, price will confirm, and on the day it is bearish, and if it closes bearish, I think both the day and week will be in sync because we had a very strong month of October that we closed, and November is where the correction down south is starting. The big question is how long and how deep will it go, right? Or is it change of trend, right? So that's price clearly bearish. From pattern standpoint, this is also possibly evolving as a wedge because we saw that move up and then the lethargic move all day, forming a wedge, which reminds me of the Elliott wave in here, right? So the big question is this still one, two, three, four, five, right? Where four is ending in here. Remember, the guideline says as long as one is protected, right? 25, 350, 35, this can still be wave 4, and possible given the rule of alteration, right? Wave 2 is shallow, so wave 3 can be deep, right? That's the possibility. um, so, and this can also be a, if it breaks 25 335 is when I will turn my view into this being an ABC, right? For the students, that's the possibility. The other one is, this can also be a 4 in here, which is in here, and then 5 ending here, right? Which is, this is WXY or an ABC. And then, we're doing a zigzag in here. But if I look at, the projection, it's very interesting because 3 is already truncated, right? It is at around 127 to 141 percentage. This is a possibility that is definitely open, but not too inclined to. But if I look at on the 45 minutes, look at the divergence building up in here, right? So this is an area where I wouldn't be wanting to short the market, but stay cautious because this lethargic move possibly may also end here, right? So I'm taking one day at a time and keeping it light, easy, and or away, right? Like I always say, money is in waiting, preserving my capital for a clear trend to emerge, right? So we're in that stage where we can either go further down, or we could possibly be in an area where the trend is about to change, right? But 25,335 is going to be a level which will define the further trend for me personally, because then I would move this to an ABC, right? So that was Elliott Wave. Quickly looking at the options data, more calls to puts, so that's close to 9 is to 5 ratio, clearly bearish. And the overall open interest, there's a bit of support at 25,500. Short week, the writers are in control, lethargically taking the markets down, which is not new. So if this wedge evolves, right, and or this can also be this, right, a smaller wedge in here making that entire move as an ABC, either or. But I'm going to continue to evolve this wedge, meaning change, depending on how things evolve, and keep an eye on the RSI divergence. So that is all I had on Nifty. Looking at Bank Nifty, because we touched on it yesterday, we were looking at this as a possible triangle, right, which is now clearly invalidated, right? This is where the markets had closed. Um, Tuesday, today is Thursday. This is where the markets had closed. So it broke down, and the big question here is this still a triangle, right? Typically, the last leg is either truncated or it can also be extended, with a fake breakdown. It doesn't look like it, but we also have the divergence similar to Nifty. So tomorrow will be an interesting. If it starts coming back into this triangles territory, then this would confirm it to be a fake breakdown, right? Looking at the options data for Bank Nifty, which is very irrelevant given the volumes. Look at that 7 lakh, right? 57 lakhs. There is a support at 58,000. Now that's interesting, because if there is support at 58,000, the possibility of this being a fake breakdown is very, very high, right? So for all it could evolve as a triangle, and or this can also be an ABC, right? A, B, and C, evolving down south, right? B within a complex correction. So time will tell. Do comment your views if there's any news that's driving this lethargic behavior, and what is your view on the market for tomorrow. The overall tone is sell on rise. In summary, price is bullish, options data is bullish, Elliott Wave is bullish, but the big question is it a favorable risk reward to short this market now, right, given the big move that we've already had, or is it worth waiting for the trend to reverse and then manage accordingly. Guys, that is all I had. Have a great rest of the evening. Cheers. Bye now.